All right, we're live.
Hello.
Welcome. Hey, Christine, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm talking about yarn today, so I'm great. Um,
Right. I mean, yeah. Thanks for inviting me to Stash Chat. I
thank
love to talk
you.
about
Yeah, I'm so
yarn
excited.
and whatnot.
It'll be fun. I mean, what about yarn isn't fun? Maybe a tangle, but
Yeah.
so welcome to Stash Chat. For those of you tuning in, thanks for being here. Um, we let's see. I'm not. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now it's up on Instagram. All right.
Okay.
So, welcome, Instagram viewers. Sorry,
Hello.
glad I caught that. That seems to
Yes.
happen a lot to me. Um,
Technology.
yeah, so fun. Welcome to Stash Chat. So, Stash Chat is part of my Summer of Stash program that I'm doing this summer on my mailing list, where I send out weekly prompts to my mailing list subscribers for using up their stash with nice, helpful tip videos and things like that, and a nice discount on a pattern. This week, I have discounts on 2 patterns, a shawl and a cowl. And our prompt for this week, Christine, maybe you'll be able to show us your favorite color, but our prompt this week is to knit with your favorite color. So
Oh,
I just pulled this one out of stash, and it doesn't have to be favorite color. This is just my favorite color of the moment,
right.
like peachy. So anyway, I'm gonna knit a hat with this baby, maybe later today. We'll see. So that's the Summer of Stash, and then the Stash Chat is just a fun way to get to talk to some of my best buds in the knitting world and find out if they're as crazy about yarn as I am, and as we all are. So, Christine, what's
Yes.
behind you?
Yeah. So I am sitting in front of part of my stash.
Yeah.
This is in my office. Yes, it's my office slash favorite place to be in the house.
Yeah.
So, I'm surrounded by a lot of things that I love in here. So these cabinets here, which I have 4 sets of them here against the wall, are a new addition for stash because I felt like my room was kind of closing in on me. So I decided I had to go more vertical in general. So I'm
Yeah.
going vertical now with my things. So this is fun because like these open up
They're
like
so
this, right?
that's
So it's like little cabinets, and they're on wheels, so easy to deal with. And so over here is all like full, you can't see it that well. Let me see here. Like full skeins, and then over here is more like partials. So they're like somewhat organized. I do kind of feel like I know what's in there pretty much. And so this is, of course, not the only place that I have yarn in my home. I also have a cabinet. It's hanging on the wall, so I'm not going to turn around for that. But I refurbished some cabinet that was just wherever, like $20 on Facebook Marketplace or something, and I refurbished it. And I've got like books in there, and then other yarn in there, and that's kind of where I have my leftover sock.
okay. So
You
like a
know,
collection of sock yarn.
Yes. And then I have books and, so it's just kind of like decorative, and the cabinet is glass. So you can see through it. And then my main stash, or the other parts of the collection that was the original stash holder, was my husband's father gave me a hutch that had been his mother's. It's not a huge hutch, but it's like a smaller hutch, but it's from the like 50s. It's more like mid-century-ish looking. And I painted it, and I put fun paper on the back of the back of it. So it's like pink and white in the back and whatever. So that's like my main stash. And like I always say to people, like, I cannot recall what was for dinner yesterday, but I know all the yarn that is in that hutch.
Yes.
And this.
That's
and
so
that. So,
the important things are what stays
yes, the important things. And then, so another thing that I have out here, and I do have some next to me to talk about if we want, is, obviously Shaina and I are traveling quite a bit with our various adventures. And so people will often ask me, like, where do I buy yarn here where I live, which is in Buffalo? There's one local yarn store here, Have You Any Wool, shout out to Ben. And there is a couple others not super close, like not right in my town or whatever. But I travel so much, so I buy yarn elsewhere.
Yeah, because
Often.
it's nice to buy when you're traveling so you can enjoy that
Yes.
yarn and think
And
about
it's,
the trip.
yeah, and it's commemorative. So this sweater that I have on, which is the Mina No sweater, this yarn was from Italy, from the trip that we just went on. So I improvised doing the stripes, and it's like, you know, there's blue down here. So this is my Italy yarn. So we went to a farm, the sheep lived on the farm, and the yarn was made on the farm. And then I knit the sweater. We went, Shaina, when we went to Greece, we went to that one yarn store.
Yes.
So this is the top that I made from that.
I can't believe you've actually knit with these yarns.
I know.
That's exciting to me because
I know. And this
have all the trip yarns that are just in there.
And this is gorgeous. That I was very happy with how this
stunning. That's
came, you know, like how it.
Is it a t-shirt or like a sleeveless?
It's like a sleeveless.
Cute.
It's a pattern I can't remember right now.
Yeah. And Donna is on Facebook watching us right now. Donna from Greece, from our trip.
Hi, Donna.
And I realized, Christine, I did a terrible job with the introduction here at the beginning. I didn't say like who you are. So everybody tuning in, this is my friend Christine Walker of Peacetree Fiber Adventures. Christine owns a business in which she puts together phenomenal trips and retreats, many of them in the northeast of the US, but you've just started doing international, and we had an international trip together to Greece last year that was phenomenal. And we have a trip coming up to Iceland in April of 2026, and there are still a couple of spots. So join us in Iceland. It's going to be amazing. But Christine's business is fabulous. I met Christine right when we were all coming out of COVID restrictions, and I taught a weekend retreat for Christine. And I think it was the first one I was teaching in person and you were doing in person since the start of all the restrictions. And it was so wonderful.
Yeah. And that was in Amherst. Mass. And I actually have yarn. Okay, so you're just saying like how you knit with the stuff. So this I've been hanging on to, and I got this. There was a student who was from Texas, and this was her farm, and she brought some yarn because we couldn't really shop still. Like it was still kind of sketchy about doing things. So she brought yarn to, and I've had this yarn like on my mind, like if you could squish this yarn, you would, it's just.
She was also selling little felted balls. I think
the balls. Yes.
Which is one of her little sheep,
right?
I have a little sheep shrine above my desk with all my sheep and things. And that's so funny. I totally forgot about that, but now I'm remembering the sheep from her farm.
Yes. And I'm waiting. So I'm waiting for the perfect, like, this is one of those things where, you know, like it's in the back of your mind and the right thing's going to come around for it.
Absolutely.
So that's this. And I'm telling you, this feels so good. And then
each there, just one and one.
One and one.
Okay.
But I feel like slippers. Oh my God, this is like
delicious.
It's so good. Like it.
Now I regret not buying any of the yarn when I was.
It's blue-faced Leicester, Angora alpaca.
Ooh.
It's
Karen
literally
on Instagram is suggesting a lap blanket. I was looking like cowl. I'm thinking like a stripy cowl with those two.
I mean, it's really and truly so amazing, and it will be so good against your skin.
Yes. And
my office, just where I am right now, the reason I can be having a sweater on 90-degree weather is because it's freezing in here. In this room, it is freezing.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then Shaina, I grabbed, this is the yarn that we had dyed for Knit Maine when you taught at Knit Maine.
Right. I have something in that somewhere.
You made a cowl.
That's right.
Which is in my list of things to do. Like you designed a cowl, which is like coastal cowl or something like that.
Yeah.
So I actually have two of these. The name of this was called the Main Event, which I think is the cutest darn thing in the world. And so this, was commemorative from Maine. And then I have this yarn was dyed for North Carolina. And it was from a picture of the Sunriser set. I can't remember.
Oh my God.
So, so all of these things just have such amazing memories, for me. This is stupid because it's in a bag, but it was dyed from a picture that I had of a sunset in Maine. So picture it this way.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
So Rachel did that for me. So that was from the second Knit Made.
Gotcha.
So this one was the first one.
I love it.
And then this one was the second one.
That's beautiful.
Right. I still need to do stuff with that. But yeah, but I know.
Yeah, think about and enjoy. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's when I went to New Hampshire the first time.
That's awesome. Was that?
I do know what I'm doing with this.
You had dyed specifically for the New Hampshire trip?
No, not the same. Yeah. So we went to, there's a store in New Hampshire where we have the retreats, and it's called Love Yarn Store. So it's like LYS.
Gotcha.
Cute, sweet store. And I got this yarn there, and I've been hanging on to it, and I now know what I'm going to do with it, which is from when Alexandra Davidoff taught in North Carolina. She has a pattern called Veronique, and that's what this is going to be. And it's with beads and all that business.
I love her beadwork, and her designs are awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So all of these things just there's, they're just so precious to me in terms of memories and where they come from, and knowing, not to say that I don't buy yarn wherever people buy yarn, you know what I mean? But we travel so much, and I can look at all of these and know, this was from a project we did in Vermont with Mary Annarella.
Yes.
And we made a beautiful cowl. And this is from another one where we went to New Hampshire, and Sylvia Harding taught. And this was the set for a beautiful cowl that's dragonfly fiber that we did there. And I just remember, I could tell you where all of this yarn came from.
That's really special. And I had a similar, I had a chat with Tanis Gray last month, and it was similar because she does so many great trips too, that she has yarns with special memories from trips. And I think that that's such a huge part of our knitting adventure, right? Is bringing yarn that means something to us, whether it's a color or I love the sunset one. I love the sunset. I think that's phenomenal.
I love to take pictures that either I took or someone else took. And like I said to Rachel Jones from on the round, I was like, hey, here's this picture.
Yeah.
Can you do a mini set that reflects this picture? And that was what we came up with.
Spectacular. I love it.
So
Ruthie says hi to Ruthie.
Hi, Ruthie.
And Noel on YouTube has the Main Event yarn also, and recognized it right away when you showed it. And you feel it, and you get right back to where you were when you bought it. I have pink yarn that I bought from Greece, a cotton at that yarn shop, and I have been, maybe one day I'll get to knitting a top with it, but I look at it, and every time it just brings such a smile to my face. I love it.
Yes. Looking at your top that you have on right now, I made that too from the cord store.
That's right. Yes. I was wearing this top in Greece, and everyone loved it. So I shared the pattern and, or my adaptations and whatever.
Yes. So I did make that. I forgot to bring it in here, but it is, it's that burnt orange color, but it's that.
The store was so cool.
From the cord store. Everyone's like, what do you mean the cord store? There was a store that sold cord, and it was the cord store.
The cord store.
That's what it was.
So I was thinking for Iceland, I have some ideas already. So I know I'm going to make my little mini packs of the class stuff that things I want to teach, whatever. But I was thinking I might dye a special color for us. Obviously, Aurora Borealis is such a piece, or water. Well, we'll discuss color, but I'm hoping to make a special color for Iceland for our trip there.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That'd be nice.
Well, just that in general, because okay, yes, that would be amazing, right? Commemorative. But then, I mean, we're going to the Istex factory. So like
Oh, we're gonna
I
get
get emails from them or Lopi or whatever all the time. And there's like, I have a million patterns saved and
you're ready.
I'm ready,
Yeah.
I'm ready, maybe.
To buy a pallet of yarn perhaps at the Moby factory. Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I
that's
mean,
yeah. I was
that's going to
thinking
be pretty sweet.
a special hat or cowl for us that everyone
Yes.
can see colors at the Istex factory or at one of the like gazillion yarn stores we're going to be at.
Right.
And
Right.
we'll have, a really fun hat that we've made. I'm excited.
Yes. That's going to be so cool. And what's also cool, and okay, fine, you can get Lopi in the States. Great, fine. This yarn I got from Greece, this sweater, it's lame. I can buy it wherever I want to buy it, but it's from Greece.
Yeah.
It's from Greece.
It is
So, yeah, I bought it while in Greece. And
yeah, it wouldn't have been the same if you saw it in Greece and then bought it back here.
Right.
Like, it just wouldn't have been.
Right. Exactly. So it's not necessarily even that it's okay, this Italian yarn was actually the farm that
Right.
and it smelled sheepy. Like,
Yes, I love that smell.
yeah, I mean, so it was definitely and this little farm where it's so funny because you go and we're in the country. Noelle was there. We're in the country and whatever. And you're like, how do these people even have electricity or internet or any of the things, right?
Right.
But they do. And they had, a commercial carder and a commercial whatever spinner, however, they make yarn, those two big machines. And, she just had a bunch of the yarn out and it was
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And it was fairly sticky.
Oh, yeah, because of what is it? The music, not
The
whatever they
land.
need to have it go through the machine.
Yeah. So I was kind of didn't know how it was going to feel after I blocked it and everything, but it feels great. It's good.
It's so pretty. And do you recall the name of that pattern? Like it was, yeah.
Minna, like, so it's Mina. So Minna.
Okay.
No. And it's a Japanese designer, which I'm sorry I can't think of right now, but I could always tell you later and you could post it.
It's pretty.
And I follow this guy on TikTok who is his TikTok is Randy Knits to Relax. And it's a man and he makes a million sweaters and he was working on this sweater. And this sweater the yarn is sport weight. And for some reason I have a massive like brain cramp about sport weight yarn. Yeah. And why is suddenly everything sport weight and why don't I own any sport weight and like all of the things?
Yeah, it's zero sport weight.
Exactly. Like why is suddenly everything sport weight? So he mentioned that the sweater was sport weight and I was like, oh my God, that's the thing. And the sweater pattern was not striped, but I had the main color was this blue. Like I had 3 skeins of this blue and then 1 of everything else.
Yeah.
So I just started to wing it.
Yes.
With the stripes. And then the whole bottom is just the blue.
I love it. Karen on Instagram is saying it kind of reminds her of the Fibonacci sequence, the way you did this. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yes, I'm that smart.
Yes, there you go.
I did that.
Thank you for noticing. And then I got questions about my top. So this is someone else's design. It's called, I think, the linen top. It's a full pattern on Ravelry. And then I added little lines at the bottom for myself. So I picked up and I adapted it. So that's what I had sent to the Grease knitters. I sent my adaptation.
Yes. And it was nice because it was like huge, like 10.5 needles. And
it's a rectangle.
Yeah. You go sideways.
Easy peasy. Yeah.
Pick up along the bottom.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So Christine, I guess before you started all the traveling and before you opened or purchased Peacetree Fiber Adventures, when you would buy yarn, would you buy it locally? Would you also buy it on vacation? Like, do you still have stash from the way back times when, before Peacetree?
I do. And that kind of goes back to my grandmother teaching me And, my grandmother lived to be 91, but she, depression lady, and, sewed parachutes in World War II and that sort of thing. And, she was extraordinarily frugal.
Got it.
So much so. So when she taught me to knit, and I don't think she ever bought yarn, and people gave her yarn, but if she did buy yarn, she was like, so when she taught me, she goes, go to Walmart and get red heart because it's the cheapest. That's the quote. That was exactly the word she said to me. So I was like, okay, so I feel like most people, when they start knitting, obviously you're going to probably big box stores because that's where they sell yarn, and no shade on any of that. I think anyone should knit with what they want.
Yarn shop. Yes.
Yes. And then, so it took a minute for me to realize there was other places to buy yarn, I think. And I remember one of the first yarns I started, I was making a million fingerless gloves, and it was some sort of bamboo. I don't remember where I got it from. So I think I have probably some yarn from back then, but then I think I quickly graduated to, in 2016, when I started going to retreats, I suddenly was like, oh, look at all this, and really visiting yarn stores, which is not something that I had done.
Got it.
Prior to that.
Got it.
So do I have yarn that's 10 years old? Yeah.
Okay.
Will it get used eventually? I mean, hopefully.
Right. We can dream.
We can dream. I mean, I do, like I said, I do know a lot of the yarn that I have. Like if you said, do you have blah, blah, I could probably go find it if I had it. Because, that's how we roll. But yeah, I do. So I do.
Yeah. All right.
You know how it tells you what it wants to be?
Absolutely. Yes. Sometimes the yarn just jumps at you and is like, knit me.
Yes.
I'm a sweater. Knit me. I'm
Yes.
a hat. Whatever.
And I wish that I had brought in here because I didn't. One of the very first, I had been in New Orleans, and I've told this story before, and you've heard it if you know me. I was in New Orleans for work, and I went to Quarter Stitch, which is in the French Quarter, and it's amazing. And I had been there once before with my husband, but he, stood outside with the other husbands. And so I was there by myself. So I went, and I was there for 90 minutes. And I bought the most expensive skein of yarn I've ever bought, which was $57 for one skein. And it was gorgeous. And then I made something with it and completely screwed it up. And then it was a $57 knot. And it took me 8 hours to undo it.
Oh my
And then I made something else.
Well, you got your time's worth with that, right? Hand to yarn ratio.
I know. And the whole time it's in the knot. I'm feeling my grandmother spinning in her grave. That's what you get.
Then 4 Afghans.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But so I, eventually my thought was, okay, well, that didn't want to be that thing.
Yeah.
So I, remade it into something else. That's lovely. It's a little shawl. It's so cute.
Irina said yarn speaks for itself, and it does.
Exactly.
It does,
yes, Irina, you are correct. It most certainly does.
And then Karen asked how the yarn behind you is organized. So it looked like you had full skeins, some mini skeins.
Yeah.
Do you have organized by weight? Do you organize?
I do kind of. Mm-hmm. So in here, this is more mishmashed a little bit. So this is all stuff that is used already, but it's various weights.
Got it.
And then this over here is my neighbor next door passed away, and they gave me all her knitting stuff. So I have some of her sock yarn and stuff that's kind of in process.
Got it.
So there's that. And then this one is full skeins, and it is mixed up in terms of weight and stuff. And then this one is also pieces and parts, but I think more fingering.
Got it.
Yes. No, that's a lie. It's just more pieces and parts.
But you know it all. You know what you've got.
And then over to the left here, I have fiber to spin and stuff like that in some of the cabinets. And then my downstairs stash in the little hutch thing is more organized by weight.
Okay.
Because there's 3 shelves in it, and that's definitely more by weight. At least it's more organized. I have all the sock yarn together and
Yeah.
things like that. And then underneath, there's cabinets on it.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, not quite sure. And then I noticed the other day I noticed a bin, and I was like, oh my God, where is this stuff? I mean, I know what it is, but I'm kind of like, why is it just sitting here in like a little bin thing?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know.
I know once in a while I'll look around in my office and be like, why is this random little skein here? I guess it needs to go back to the right spot, but yeah.
Yeah. And I have yarn that I got here at Have You Any Wool when we were here for a buffalo retreat, and it's for a pressed flower something or other, like that the pressed flower shawl probably, but then I saw the pressed flower vest and I was like, ooh.
I know, and the sweater, and that there's so many pretty
So I have that's in that bin. I'm like, why is this here?
Yeah.
And then I have all the yarn that is available to either sell or that I bring to retreats and stuff, and that's all in a whole separate storage situation.
Gotcha.
So there's, I mean,
I
had to tell my kids, like, if something happens to me, don't let your father like do something weird like, with this yarn.
Help you understand what
you have to call someone. I'll make a list.
I know. Yeah, I
know. You might be on the list.
I've said that to my husband too. I'm like, you need to call my sister. You need to call Keith. You need to call
yes,
please,
exactly.
Don't just say whatever. Yeah, because there's lots.
They don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle was saying when he gets frustrated with a knotted up tangle of yarn, he just reminds himself that it has a beginning and end, and that with some patience, it'll return to the usable.
Yes. I took my big knot to work that day, and I was in a meeting. I'm like, don't worry about me. I'm just continue. I'll continue my thing, and I'm listening.
Exactly. Yeah. And Irina said it's the high entertainment value. That's what that is. The entertainment value of the yarn. As long as you were entertained, I guess, by the knot.
Yes. I also have a huge knot downstairs right now. I have a rocking chair that was my great grandfather's, and my dad has now, it's gone down. Now it's to me. And I actually spun some yarn and I plied it. And then I did it on the nitty knotty thing. Well, apparently I didn't do a good job on that nitty knotty because it's a mess right now when I'm trying to wind it into a ball. So it's in a partial ball, in a ramekin, and then the knot is hanging on the rocking chair, which my husband looks at all day, every day. It's next to his desk.
That's so funny. I love that. The old rocking chair.
I know.
Too. It's.
And do you think he's asked one time, like, what are we doing with this? No, he's probably like, I'm just not going to ask any questions there.
I can't wait to see some of the yarn you spun.
Well,
at some point.
I mean, it's still in process. I just saw one when
that you spun.
Yes.
And you got a compliment on the storage units. Someone else has those, and she says the tops come off too.
Oh yes, because they like fold onto themselves.
That's so
the tops do come off. Yeah.
The things they come up with for storage, right? Like Container Store is such a fun store. That you. Oh my gosh!
I did. I spun this.
I love it. That's fabulous.
It's kind of, I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah. I don't. Yeah.
I love it.
So, I didn't do anything with it, but I spun it.
I hope we get to do some spinning on one of our trips together.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Every time we go on a trip, Anne, Shaina knows my friend Anne. And if you've been on a retreat here, you also know Anne, and in Italy. But she's always like, let's bring our spinners. And then we never do because we have the electric eel wheels,
Oh, cool.
So she like fancies herself that we would spin on the plane. But
could you imagine?
But,
just picturing it.
Yeah. But we're still both like in learning mode on that.
That's really
But it's
cool.
fun, right? I mean, it's just someone actually asked me, oh, are you going to save money now that you have the spinner? I'm like, no.
Ha! That's awesome.
That's crazy talk. No.
So Jane wants to know what's coming after Iceland. Do you have any other trips coming up, Christine, after
Yes.
Iceland?
Yes. So, well, I have trips coming up that I have. So I have Maine in September of this year. I have Vermont in November of this year. I have my hometown Buffalo in March of next year. And Buffalo is super awesome and everyone should consider coming here. Like, it's really amazing. And we have so much fun in Buffalo. So Buffalo is super cool. And then we have Iceland. And then after Iceland, I have Virginia with Lavanya Petrosella in
Very
June of next year. So it's going to be all brioche all the time with Lavanya.
lovely.
And then I also have, it's not finalized yet, but it's in process, meaning I'm just waiting on a few final details. But I am also going to Ireland next year in September.
Beautiful. That'll be fun.
Yes. Yes. So a lot going on.
Yes. So make sure to subscribe to Peacetree Fiber Adventures emails and
Yes.
newsletter and Instagram.
And obviously, Shaina and I are doing Iceland together because we do enjoy partnering together for some stuff. And some of the people on the call have been on those trips. And
it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I cannot. So excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are a couple spots left for Iceland. Please join us. And Christine, thank you so much for sharing.
Welcome.
It's lovely.
I'm always down to talk about yarn. You know this.
I know. I haven't had anyone be like, no, I'm not going to go on a stash chat. I don't want to talk about yarn. Like, no, everyone wants to talk about yarn.
Of course. Yes.
So thank you all for watching. It was such a treat to be here with you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And hopefully, well, I'll see you in Iceland, but
yes, you will.
All right. Thanks everyone.
All right. See you soon.